Welcome to the Emotional Fitness Club podcast. We are just 10 minutes away from a great day every day. I'm your host, Levi, otherwise known as the Mind Body Guy. In today's episode, we're going to, one, do our workout of the day, our EWOD. Two, we're going to talk about the pitfalls of journaling and how, while it can make you feel better in the moment, it can keep you stuck in the past, or it can help transform your future. But first, the Emotional Fitness Club is launching on November 6th, and we're offering a very limited foundation offer. That means it's a one price for life membership. No subscriptions, you pay once and your emotional fitness is covered for the rest of your life. Imagine never having to pay for your physical gym membership again. Soon, we're going to be training our emotional fitness every day because it is so important. And if you get in first, that's you covered. So to take advantage of this offer, go to www.emotionalfitnessclub.com and make sure you get on the VIP list before November 6th. Now to our very first emotional fitness workout of the day, our EWOD. Once we launch on November 6th, there'll be a new workout every day. 5 of these workouts a week will be focused on glimmers and helping you see more of the good in life, in yourself, and in others. And then 2 will be working on our triggers, and they happen on Tuesday and Thursday. Today, we're starting with a prompt, an insight, a way to inquire and open up your mind to help you understand your life, yourself, your thoughts, your emotions a little better. So in trying to help us see more of the good, your prompt for today is recall a moment where you noticed something good in life that you may have previously overlooked. How did this shift in focus affect your overall mood and outlook? So the purpose of this prompt is to try and practice, again, helping us seek out and see more of the good in life. Most people in life always their initial reaction is to see the negative. How will this hurt me? How will this screw me over? How am I disadvantaged? We're looking out because we have to, right? Our genes in the past have taught us that we need to look out for the tigers. We need to look out for what is dangerous. And that's amazing. It's a great benefit, and we would never want to take that away. But it becomes heightened. And if we're someone with any sort of anxiety, any sort of depression, any ADHD, any fear, excess worry, that has been amplified a little too much. And so what we need to do is to start consciously looking for things that are good. So rather than tigers, I call these butterflies. Imagine you're going out into the rainforest, and rather than being on alert, where's the tigers? Where's the tigers? You're going, oh, wow, that's beautiful. That's what today's EWOD is all about, helping us to see more of the good. And so our question again is recall a moment where you've noticed something good in life that you may have previously overlooked. How did this shift in focus affect your overall mood and outlook? So this is a reframe. We're looking for a moment where you previously thought it was a negative, or you hadn't noticed that this part of your life is actually a benefit. Now, an example might be someone on a long commute who's drained. It's like, oh, I've got to drive an hour every day. But they may see that in that hour, that's their me time. That's their silence time that they would never have got, and actually helps to regulate their emotions. They may now see that in this time I'm educating myself with audio books or podcasts, and I would never have prioritized that otherwise. Probably be sitting on the couch watching TV. Or they may realize, oh, I do make a lot of calls. I really do connect with a lot of the people that are close to me in the car because I feel like I'm doing something there, right? So we've got 3 possible benefits that all of a sudden you're like, okay, this car ride isn't so much of a negative. I can see how it's helping my emotional health. It's helping my connection. It's helping my education. It's taking me forward. And therefore, it doesn't seem like such a waste. And so when we're doing it, instead of it being a drain, a drain on our life, we can have a little gratitude for it. And we can see that, okay, I know with who I am right now at this moment, I may not have prioritized that. And I tell you what, it's so important to have these moments of stillness or silence when no one else is there, or this ability to continually educate ourselves, or these moments of connection where life is so busy these days. How lucky am I to get an hour every morning and an hour every night just to myself, where I don't really have to focus on the cars outside. I know how to drive, where I just get to prioritize me. That's pretty cool, right? So have a little sit with that. And, you know, if you need to write it down, etc. I'm going to go over now in our second part about journaling. And my biggest bugbear and where it's keeping most people stuck. And now, as most people know, I'm a trauma and toxin therapist. So I spend most of my life helping people repattern the past and changing their health. How your cells and how your brain and your subconscious attach to the past really determines your current emotional health, but also the way that I work with people, your current physical health. So whether you've got endometriosis, an autoimmune disease, anything, it's normally something that the body has created to try and help you manage that. And when we remove the need of the body to have this disease, it goes. So I'm constantly working and seeing different people. And one of the things that clients are always coming in is they're always journaling. They're being taught that, right? And the negative of journaling, and this is just where you get the journal and you just write down all your thoughts. And one of the things people do a lot is write down their pain and the things that frustrate them. This is why we're doing glimmers mostly, 5 glimmers, 2 triggers only, because we're training you to see more of the good. But when you're writing down your pain, you're actually strengthening the neural pathways to that file in your brain. And every part of your brain has got a little file there, just like a computer system, really. And you're actually strengthening the connection to that. It's almost like putting a favorites little star there so that your brain, it's getting so easy to access that. And this is where the shitty thing is. It's the same as a caffeine addiction, a nicotine addiction. When we write this out, we actually feel a little better for a second, right? It's lifting the lid off the pressure inside us. This is where we can get stuck in standard talk therapy for decades and decades because we get to express ourselves, which we don't normally do as much. And oh, the pressure comes off. And so we feel like, that's better. Same with having a lot of caffeine, right? We like, oh, I feel that energy right now. Now, I don't associate that to the fact that this is causing less energy later today and less energy every day because, it's a bit of a crux, same as nicotine, same as many other things, right? But journaling can keep us stuck. And this is why I've got 3 rules with journaling and 3 rules to help. The reason we journal is just to help us feel a lot more calm and to help us move through things. But first, most importantly, we want to dump or declutter. And that is where we want a standard person's journal where you've just got a big notebook if you want, or a program, and you are just writing stuff down. We're trying to declutter that. Now, for this step, you don't actually even need a journal. You can just sit with your thoughts, but you need to be in silence. And this is where most people really let themselves down. They're always filling their space. If they're not on social media, they've got music on. If they haven't got music on, they've got an audio book, they've got a podcast, or they're talking to somebody. We've got emails, we've got texts, we've got social media. We're getting hit so much. There's so much input coming into this brain of ours that we really need moments, and we need to prioritize big moments of silence, not even doing anything in that moment. And this is where when we've got a build-up where we haven't dumped or decluttered our brain, and people try and go and meditate, of course, imagine when you stop and you put yourself in stillness for a second and there is just months and years of shit pushing up. Of course, your brain's going to go nuts. And everyone's like, I can't do that because you've missed a really important first step. But when we get to journaling, this is where most people really screw themselves over. They stay at this point. They stay at dumping my thoughts. And what it's doing, it's just like you've heard about habits where if we do something more and more, the neural pathway gets stronger and stronger and it just becomes automated. When we keep writing the same pains, talking about the same problems, going over the same reasons why our life's difficult, why I've been affected, why I'm triggered, why this person's taking advantage of me, etc., that becomes strengthens. And that is incredibly dangerous. It's one of the first things I always get people to stop and make sure that they do these next two steps. So number one is that dump and declutter. And you don't even have to journal it, but you just got to get it out. So you need space with no input into your brain, right? You need to be no notifications, no nothing, that no one can get a contact of you. Once you've done a bit of a dump and once you get good at these dumps and these decluttering, the next site is we want to be prompted to inquire. And this is what this prompt today, our first EWOD is. And some of our EWODs are going to be journaling prompts. Some will be mindfulness activities. Some of them be other little ways to move energy or stuck, blocked energy in our bodies. But so we're going to go through this again. Recall a moment when you've noticed something good in life that you completely previously overlooked. You hadn't seen how it had been serving you previously. How did, once you notice this change, shift the focus in your overall mood and outlook? And it always does, right? Which means, gee, it's beneficial to start trying to look for things. Look for the things that you go, I don't know why I do this every day, because we never do anything that's not to our greatest benefit. And I'll talk about this more in future episodes, but if you're doing it regularly, it means there is a benefit. If it's not a benefit to your conscious, it's a huge benefit to your subconscious, which means it's more likely there to keep you safe. Highlighting that, becoming aware and going, aha, it is my greatest benefit. I see why I do it. That gives us a path to either appreciate it more or appreciate it for the moment and go, thank you, brain. Thank you for doing this for so long. Up till this moment, I've needed this behavior, this action, this inaction, this trait. But now, not so much. And I'm going to work to no longer require this behavior in my life. So we dump and declutter. We prompt and we inquire. And then most importantly in journaling, and this is where nobody does this, we want to grab insight and take action. So rather than staying stuck in the past, we've dumped it all out. Now we've got some prompts and insight to inquire within ourselves, right? Ask ourselves some questions, go a little deeper, think about something and try and reframe, understand a perspective, just feel where it feels in our body. There's so many different insights that I'll be doing with you or inquiries. And then finally, what is the insight? How does this change how I've been seeing things? Or where am I going to take this? What can I action? Because if I don't action something, I stay the same, right? And not only do I stay the same, if I stay in journaling dump land, not only do I stay the same, but that pathway, that negative pathway stays and gets stronger and stronger, which makes me more bound to the past, more bound to my trauma, more bound to my pain. And that's disappointing. So I hope you've enjoyed the very first Emotional Fitness Club podcast. I'll be back tomorrow with Trigger Tuesday, which is going to be, focusing on a trigger and helping us reframe that, working with some things there. Leave some comments. I'd love to know what you think of the first episode. And I'll be back and I'll see you very shortly. So I hope that's been beneficial, insightful. I'm going to be back again tomorrow for Trigger Tuesday, where we're going to do another EWOD, emotional fitness workout of the day, to help retrain, reframe, open up your brain so that you can live a more calm, centered, purposeful life. And finally, don't forget, get on that VIP list. The Emotional Fitness Club is launching. Everything that I'll be going over soon is launching on November 6th. And you've got a chance right now to claim one of our very limited foundation memberships. One price, no subscriptions, one price for life. You never have to pay for your emotional fitness again. So to get on that VIP list, go to www.emotionalfitnessclub.com. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.